So last night I spent a good piece of it arguing with creditors, every other possible thing that could eventually put me into poverty. And they won and I lost, and I became a complete failure, and life just completely sunk. Luckily that didn't actually happen. They weren't there. That was just me not sleeping. So I woke up in a big ball of stress and anxiety, so I went out for a run, which I just got back. So if I look a little bit sweaty. And well, again, it's not like I've been making myself up for these videos anyway, so that's, you're getting the real me. This version of me, the old me, the me I hope to one day get back, at least some part of him, isn't this depressed, morose bringer of bad news. But not everything that's happened between the last video and this video is bad. Actually, there's been a lot of good things. It's just at the moment it seemed that the anxiety was going to go away. Well, I always knew it was going to come back, but it's coming back. Like 3 days in a row, gave me a break the other day, and then whacked the crap out of me today. So I'm hoping we can do something about that. So since the last time, there have been more moments of me having hope and not being stressed or less stressed. The supplements I was telling you about, they seem to be working. I guess I can't tell for sure. Same with the therapy. I have no way to actually gauge that. I don't have anything to A/B it against, so it's not hurting. I want it to work, and so I'm just going to say it's working. So I know my online therapist is a really nice guy, so he seems to be good at what he does. I don't have anything to judge that against because I've never seen a therapist before. So I went to Barcelona to go see my older daughter, and of course my younger daughter came with me. And we brought the dogs to leave down there. So when we do eventually get to move, then they won't be in the way. And I've been thinking about going back to the U.S. for a little bit to see people, possibly make some money if I could pick up some jobs. But if I did, then I would need somebody to watch the dogs. So it's just easier to bring the dogs down there and leave them with her, and because again, she loves them, she knows them, and that would be good. So now I have no idea if I'm going to. I will eventually get back to the United States. When, I don't know, because I still don't have an apartment, and everything seems to be hinged on that. That will be my next biggest stress point, which I've mentioned in the past. That's going to undo me. I know it's going to undo me. I'd like to I'll keep telling myself, and I know with all of this, I will find a way to handle it. I just don't know. I know I will handle it. I don't know how. I don't know what the outcome will look like. I just know that other people have done it. There's no reason to believe I can't do it. That's actually what a lot of this is. A lot of this is just blind faith, saying that so many other people have done this. I'm not unique. I'm not the grief unicorn that will never find a way through. But like many of you, it just seems like a really distant possibility when you're going through it, and I'm still in the middle of it. And so again, for anybody who's just coming on for the first time, or who's made it through a video long enough, because these are obviously not exciting, in no way am I offering advice, because I'm not the person to take advice from right now, because I'm still in the middle of this wreckage. Like I keep so desperately want to get through this. But it seems that, again, the positive is that it seems to constantly be 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Or actually, no, I get that's backwards. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's progress. The other way is awful. or in the beginning, it definitely seemed like one step forward, two steps back. But I think I've managed to turn that around. So I feel that I'm making progress. Doing this is progress for me. It's therapeutic for me. I hope that it helps some other people out there to recognize that there's more than just me and more than just you thinking and feeling this way. That it's normal. Again, it's a part of the process. It's not everybody's process. Everybody does this differently and for different reasons. But grief is similar, but the causes are different. And in the way, again, we don't all act the same. We all come from different backgrounds. We have different stresses and triggers, outside stuff affecting us. I still recognize that I'm lucky compared to some, but you can't really compare. You shouldn't compare your grief to somebody else and say, no, that person's grief is not as bad as my grief. It's just not a good, healthy way to do it. So, on the Barcelona trip, that was had both positives and negatives. It was great to see and spend time with my daughter. I love her, and we've missed her since she moved. It's nice that she's on her own. I know it, and her and her man, they're doing great things down there. Well, I'm very proud of them. She's my daughter, but I do believe she's doing some good stuff down there, and getting her life going. And her mom died. Her dad's a mess. She's in a country that she doesn't speak Spanish. She speaks French fluently, but that's not Spanish, so she's learning that. So Gabby and I went down there, and a friend from the United States stopped in, so we got to hang out. So it was fun that way. Of course, I was triggered a lot more than I ever thought it was going to be, because the only time I've ever been to Barcelona before that was with Melissa, and of course where my daughter lives is close to where we had stayed. So every time I went out for a walk, I would see something I remembered going and seeing with Melissa, and of course it triggered me. And knowing that was what Melissa really desperately wanted to see Bella's apartment, that triggered me. So I spent more time crying than I thought I was going to. But I also spent a lot of time just being happy and just enjoying the company with my friend from the U.S. and of course mostly with my daughter. My daughters, Gabby had to leave early, then I had to leave, and I decided I didn't have enough time with Bella, so I extended. And then when my extension came, the flight got canceled. So then I extended, or they extended. I didn't extend on purpose. Then I missed my flight because I didn't confirm. I did a little short on this. The good part of that is, had I actually caught the flight I was supposed to catch, then I wouldn't have met Monique Marvez, who is just an outstanding human being, a really funny comedian. Again, just a wonderful person who's all too familiar with grief herself. So we just hit it off, and I just spoke for the whole 2 hours. Plus baggage claim, and now it's we pretty much talk daily or text, and so I think I might have made a lifelong friend. And so, it's just one of those things where sometimes, even failing, actually, that was a situation of failing forward. Again, if I hadn't totally messed that up by not paying attention to when the actual reservation was versus when I thought it was, then I would have never met her. And anyway, it's always nice to have new friends, and friends are good. And so I think I know I've got a new one and a good one. So I got back to France, and with a slightly renewed sense of hope, and that's a lot of it. It's little movements forward. I started to check and see about where to get the car sold. So that was progress. Still haven't found an apartment, but it seems that there's a bit more activity, or maybe there's less activity. I'm getting more activity because the apartment hunter I hired is getting a lot more callbacks and getting input from people versus just having the door shut on her because too many applications were put in. And so This is the time of year people have already gotten their stuff, so now there's still a bunch of inventory, but maybe slightly less competition. I don't know. She told me that going in when I first hired her that August was going to be August is going to be awful, and she was 100% right. But you have to try. So yeah, I'm planning everything, or again, planning as well as I can, and then executing on these plans is sometimes harder. Doing my walks. Right now, when I film these from out here, I prefer filming outside to inside because I can be barefoot and I can be barefoot inside, but my feet can touch the ground and kind of to be redundant, ground me. It just makes me feel good to have my feet in the grass and just on the earth versus in shoes or whatnot. Maybe just whether it's all touchy-feely, I don't know, but it works for me. I've always been that way. This isn't new. Again, one of my best friends who is bouncing all over the place he spends a lot of time in Bali. He's looking to exit the U.S. too. He spends a lot of time in Bali and his home back in the U.S., but then he's in Spain right now, and so he's there for a few days, and I just got back from Spain, but I'm like, okay, I'm in the middle of a shitstorm of emotions and everything else. I'm like, why not? So luckily, it's a cheap flight between here and Malaga. So I just impromptu booked a flight. I'll spend a couple of days out there, hopefully get grounded. Again, it's never bad to spend some time with one of your best friends. He always inspires me to think and think outside of the box, and I always end up with some renewed hope whenever we talk. So I'm hoping to get a lot of that by actually being with him versus just talking on the phone. He's one of the people largely responsible for talking me off the ledge on multiple occasions. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's coming up in a couple of days. Of course, they just announced that there's a nationwide transit strike that's going to be on the same day that I need to get to the airport. So fingers crossed I actually make it to the airport. I'm going to take every precaution I can. I think I'm going to get there, but you just never know. Vive la France. I'm glad I can smile. What else? I think for now, that might be it. So, like in a way, I think after talking on this, I actually feel better than I did when I sat down. And I don't know if I've mentioned this in past videos, but I started a Facebook group for men. It's a private Facebook group, again, called There's No Map for This on Facebook. It's just a safe place for guys to just let it out and not fear judgment and just let your emotions out. Again, cleanse your soul. Do whatever you do, or just listen. Just observe. You don't have to participate. It's just it's helpful if you do for everybody, because in the same way, if you don't start off and you just start watching. Right now, I've got 3 people in the group, so there's really not much to watch, and not many people to participate with. But before you get to 10,000, you have to go through 3, and I'm going to put in the time. So I do think this will be helpful for people, and that's what's getting me through this. Not just my love of talking to cameras, because this is something that's still relatively new to me. I'm used to being on the other side of the camera, not in front of it, especially talking to it and nobody's there. So yeah. So again, if you find this at all helpful, then you might enjoy, or I'm not sure if enjoy is the right word for it, but you might find the Facebook group useful. I'm also looking at starting up just again to get the word out, a TikTok, which I've never thought in my life I would have anything to do with TikTok, but it seems to get the word out, and Instagram, which of course I've used extensively in the past for my street photography stuff, but I never thought I would just be bearing my soul Again, as the old crass expression goes, bearing my ass on a social media platform. But again, it's a means to an end. I want more people to join the group. I want more people to be aware that that not knowing what's going on when you're grieving is okay. Again, crying, it's okay. Women have this down. Women are so far ahead of guys on this, but it has to stop. Guys, it's toxic. And like, if you hear that right there, that's the local school. I think the bell's signaling change of classes. So it's much nicer than the one back in my school in the Bronx, way back when. But anyway, I'm rambling here. So again, to plug the Facebook group, which is, I think, more important even than, I think this is important because I just want to model that I believe in what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to just go, oh, he said to do this, and like be like some guy who's trying to sell something. Again, trying to get people to just open up to. The Facebook group is for just guys because guys need that, at this point, need that safe space. But grieving is for everybody, obviously. I wish it wasn't, but it is. And that's that. So this is for everybody. Like this, whoever you are, this is just to show you you're not alone. And that's where I'm going to end it today. So I'll probably do a short or two while I'm in Spain. Who knows? I'll do them whenever. They're easier to do. And that's that. I'll see you next time.